small guy hits the balls hard, they say, wow, look how hard that fella hit the balls.
Are you kidding? After Nick Varner and Bonnie Hoffman, don't talk to me about big people.
No, I didn't at all. I said when big people hit the balls hard, it doesn't appear, at least, that they're hitting the balls hard because they're supposed to hit them hard because they're big.
Now here's yet another break for Dave. He broke the balls, failed to pocket a ball on the break, and I believe Earl is snookered.
That's true.
So actually, on the shots after the break, Dave alluded to the fact that he wasn't getting many good shots after the break. I think he's benefited.
Well, it certainly looks like he's been the recipient of the better rolls after the break at this point of the match.
I don't like what Earl did there. He shot it at speed where it was impossible to get safe.
Well, I think he malfunctioned there slightly, Grady. There wasn't anything good that could possibly happen. Considering... You want something to drink? Well, you know, we have to have some substances up here also, that's the cameraman.
All right, he needs to bear down, Billy, and cinch this one ball. Very important. Oh.
Okay, now that certainly is an indication that Dave is getting tired because he has to put more of an effort into this than he has so far. I mean, how can he scratch directly into the side pocket?
Well, that's tough. He had to go through that one ball. And I've got to say that when Earl's opponents behave like this, he thrashes them.
Yes, now that brings up a point that I discussed during the semifinals, Grady, that you experience a certain amount of stress when you play in a crucial match. And it takes a toll on your body. On the other hand, Earl Strickland had the luxury of waiting for the winner of the Bollman Archer match to come over and try to defeat him in the final. So therefore, he was relaxed and he had time to gain his thoughts and composure. And he went into the match with a little more positive attitude. He was a little more rested. And I feel that gave him the advantage. And it looks like Dave really isn't giving it a lot of effort for some reason.
Well, your point's well taken, especially given the way Dave Bollman has started this match. He's had 4 great opportunities and only converted on 1. If he were a field goal kicker, he'd be looking for a job.
If he'd be a field goal kicker, he'd be sitting at the end of the bench all alone.
We've talked about this before, and I hate to keep saying the same thing over and over again, but if you're Dave Bollman, for heaven's sake, don't you go to the bathroom and compose your thoughts, wash your face, give yourself a good talking to?
Well, it certainly wouldn't hurt Dave if he would do something like that right now, but maybe he just wants to stay in the action right now and keep mixing it up, and hopefully he can regain that form that got him here. After game number 6, looks like Earl Strickland now is going to lengthen his lead over Dave Bollman at 5-1.
Well, without some kind of change, even in gambling, this is real important. Without some kind of change, it's probably going to continue just like it is. So he goes to the bathroom. He says, hey, I'm really a great player. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to allow somebody to beat me like this. And you come back and you attack the table, and you see what happens.
Well, okay, Earl's break, like I said before, is clicking. He pocketed 2 balls on the break that time, I do believe. He has 2 balls, the 1 and the 2. The 3 ball is the ball he has to shoot now. Cross-eye with the 3, he'll draw the cue ball straight back to play the 4 ball in the lower right-hand corner. The 4 ball is the ball that's up the other end of the table. Well, he had a different angle than I thought.
The 5 could be a problem here, Billy. I don't know if he can get on it where it goes. I can't tell from this vantage point.
Well, the 5 goes. If he can locate the cue ball anywhere near that side pocket there, underneath him right now, that side pocket, he'll be in pretty good shape for the 5.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, now all he'll do now is probably go 2 rails and slide up by that 9 or a little further up the table where the cue ball is now for the 6.
Well, if he's got room, he'll hit this with high left English and come off the 8 ball, play a billiard.
Oh, well, he could have got around the 8 ball.
He had room to drive a semi through
sure.
there, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't think he was able to do that, but with that option available to him, this rack shouldn't be any problem. All he has to do now is clear that rail and get off of it so he can play the 7 in the side pocket. Now watch the 9. This could be a problem for him.
He's all right. I've seen that happen on a number of occasions.
You know, you don't even notice balls like that. They're so close to the rail, it will be highly unlikely for him to get behind that ball, so therefore he probably didn't even consider it. But strange things happen.
He thought better of rolling the ball.
Now he thought about the miscue. That's why he reached for the chalk. There's been a lot of miscues in this tournament, and so therefore, before elevating and shooting this type of a shot, he reached for that chalk. He said, ho, ho.
Well,
Sounds like Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
This isn't a tough shot. Well, there's nothing wrong with a little classy begging. I've seen a lot of the guys do that.
All he has to do is make this ball position is natural. This is game number 7. Earl Strickland looks like he's going to take a 6-1 lead in the final match. This is a race to 13.
Well, I'd like to see a close, exciting match. We always wish for that, but at the moment it looks like an uphill battle for Dave Bollman.
It certainly does. Dave Bollman has had several opportunities and failed on a few of them. And that's one of the reasons Earl has a 6-1 advantage. The other reason Earl has a 6-1 advantage is he actually is playing really pretty good pool out there.
Well, Earl practically always plays well in the finals. And Dave has to be really concerned about this being an absolute rout. He needs a break. He needs one quickly, needs to take advantage of it. Across the way is Leonard Bloodworth, who provided the ball cleaners here. He also does tip work and cue repair work. He owns a pro shop for 31 out of 32 of the top players in the world. A little easy here. Oh, he's all right, I guess. He's going to have to go up and down.
It's marginal. I think that he's okay. I mean, it's certainly what you might consider, not what you consider a gimme shot. He can pocket the ball. He has to watch where the cue ball goes. Well, considering the lie of the 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9, this shouldn't present much of a problem for Earl Strickland. He'll just come off the rail with the cue ball about where it's at right now. Pocket the 7, draw the cue ball back down the table, trying to get straight in on the 8 or just around that area. The 9's located right in front of the right-hand corner pocket. This shouldn't be any problem. Yeah, actually, he wanted to get off the rail a little further than that. Now, he might have to spin around the 9 ball 2 rails and back to the center of the table. It looks like he's drawing it to the side rail and back out again. Had to do a little bit extra with the cue ball, only because he didn't gain favorable position on the 8. Well, no problem for Earl Strickland. After game number 8, Earl Strickland now has a 7-1 advantage.
And if you're a Dave Bollman, this is very much an Earl Strickland tempo.
Yeah, Earl breaks, Earl runs out. Earl breaks, Earl runs out.
I've always believed, Billy, that a slow, methodical player has a very, very difficult time getting back into a match because he kind of plods along and maybe scrapes out 1 or 2 games. It might take 17 minutes. But Earl can beat you 10 games in 7 minutes. And the long early lead to which we alluded somewhat earlier in the commentary has in fact come to pass.
Well, Earl is in his 2-stroke rhythm right now, and that's when he's most dangerous. Yeah, when this man is at the top of his game, he takes 2 strokes, he shoots the ball, he develops that type of rhythm, and he plays extremely well with it.
Making it look relatively easy.
Yeah, I think that Dave Bollman's going to have a short, long evening.
Do you care to estimate the odds on Dave Bollman winning the finals from this point?
No, I really wouldn't care to even guess at it. You know, I feel that it's just something that I really wouldn't want to entertain myself with right now. Dave Bollman is